There you go. There you go. David, high five.
7-year-old Stephen takes his studies seriously. Like many kids across America, Stephen has high aspirations for the future. He dreams of being a scientist, an astronaut, maybe even president of the United States. His teacher says Stephen has the determination and drive needed to make his dreams a reality. However, unlike most children in our country, determination and hard work are not all Stephen needs right now. His family needs a home, and until they discovered St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room, Stephen and his family also needed food, clothing, a hot shower, and medical attention, the daily essentials most of us take for granted. For Stephen's family, survival was a priority. School was not. Fortunately, Stephen's family turned to St. Mary's, and the light at the end of the tunnel is becoming visible. Stephen's able to go to school at St. Mary's Transitional Learning Center, otherwise referred to so appropriately as TLC. Because of TLC, homeless children are able to begin or continue their education until their parents find a permanent home.
This is St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room, and the school TLC is just one of the remarkable features found on this campus. From the friendly faces, lush landscaping and meals, to the free medical care, clothing, and furniture donations, St. Mary's, its volunteers, and you, the donors, have all contributed over the years to illuminating the way for those in need.
In 1955, in an old building in downtown Stockton, St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room opened its doors for the first time. During that modest beginning 40 years ago, St. Mary's was just a soup kitchen providing food for the hungry. As the years passed and our city grew, so grew the needs of the men, women, and children living in our streets. St. Mary's repeatedly moved to keep pace with the city's needs and finally landed here under Stockton's Crosstown Freeway in 1987. By this time, the soup kitchen had grown to include a multitude of services. Today, it's one of the most impressive charitable efforts in our country. Washington, D.C. noticed, and in 1992, President George Bush recognized St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room with a National Point of Light Award. And that's just what St. Mary's has come to be for so many people, an ever-gleaming point of light for Stephen, his family, and thousands of other needy people in our city. Today, it's the combination of all the services offered that help turn people's lives around. However, it's the hunger for a hot, well-balanced meal that initially draws people to St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room. And now, more than 40 years since its inception, St. Mary's is still dishing up nutritious meals for our less fortunate neighbors. Nearly 700 meals are served daily, beginning with a light, warm breakfast, full-course lunch, and a sack dinner. Most of the food is donated. The ever-efficient kitchen is run by 2 full-time cooks and 2 other paid employees. The rest of the kitchen staff is made up of volunteers. A sign in the kitchen reads, "If you wouldn't eat it yourself, then don't serve it." That philosophy permeates St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room campus. Everyone is to be treated as you would want to be treated yourself, with respect and kindness. Good food may be the initial draw, but soon everyone is made aware of the various services St. Mary's has to offer. Clients, as the staff refers to them, are directed toward the clothing center, where men can get a clean change of clothes and a hot shower every other day, more often if they're going to work or have a job interview. Haircuts are given once every 2 weeks. There's also a women's clothing center where nearly 100 women come in every day to pick up fresh clothing for themselves and their children. Letha Smith manages the women's clothing center. She began at St. Mary's like so many others do, as a volunteer. For the last 6 years, she's been employed here full-time and has been an integral part of what makes St. Mary's a success.
One day this lady came in, and she was crying that she needed diapers for her kids and formula, and she needed clothing too, And she was crying. I said, well, hey, no problem, don't cry. And I patted her on the back, and everything. And I brought her back here and set her down. She was holding her little baby, And so I went into the washroom, and then I got diapers, formula. And then I came out here, and I got clothes for her baby and everything. And she was so happy. She just hugged me, and she kissed me on the cheek. She was real nice.
Clients are made aware of and can participate in parenting classes. They can work on their English in ESL classes, or even develop their artistic talents. There is always an enrichment or addiction recovery program in progress. These services and the generosity of individuals, stores, and institutions throughout the valley have all helped St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room become what it is today, a place where people can acquire the strength and abilities to again become contributing members of society. Cliff Chapin is one of thousands who have been helped by St. Mary's. Today, Cliff is a systems engineer for a local insurance company. Like most of us, he earns his living working Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But Cliff's life was not always this simple. 2 years ago, he was a successful business owner, making about $100,000 a year. But his comfortable, happy lifestyle changed abruptly when his wife became suddenly ill.
Life sometimes doesn't play fair. Doesn't play fair. And she died of liver failure, and there was no life insurance other than a meager little bit of insurance she had from her own work environment to see us through the crunch. And so after 5.5 months in the hospital, it's not cheap. And they want to be paid. Everybody wants to be paid, and what do? Sell off the assets and go on, because I've got an education to a certain degree that I can bounce back, and I have bounced back. But it's with the help of people like in the communities that will go out and support you, like St. Mary's. They were more than happy to sort of invite me into their little household and say, okay, here are some of the people that you can talk to. Here are the things that you can do. It's not without a struggle, but then anything in life that is worthwhile having, you got to stick to it.
Cliff's pleasant experience at St. Mary's was in large part due to the love and generosity of the volunteers who unselfishly share their time. Through the years, volunteers have donated hundreds of thousands of hours of service. The medical and dental centers are completely run by volunteer physicians, like Dr. Barbara Rankin, who donate their time and expertise in exchange for the opportunity to be part of this caring environment that strives to make a difference.
When I get here, the waiting room is full. There are about 15 chairs, and we have an overflow room, and there are at least 15 people waiting, and they wander in as the morning goes on. And we do as much education as we can. We have videotapes about how, in Spanish and English, about how to take care of your diabetes, why it's important to take your blood pressure pills, how to prevent AIDS, things that are preventative. That's very important.
The doctor's schedule is rewarding and hectic. The end of the line never seems within reach. But if this free clinic was not here, most of these people would receive no medical attention at all. Like the majority of the other buildings throughout St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room, overcrowding is prevalent in the medical buildings. Doctors work in cramped spaces, sometimes seeing patients in the hallways. The dental office is fully equipped with state-of-the-art dental equipment. Still, limited space and funds are a constant concern there as well. The dentists who volunteer take pride in their service and gladly work within the budgetary confines. Throughout the year, nearly 55 dentists come to St. Mary's to volunteer. Many began just as Dr. Lyndon Lowe did 4 years ago.
I came down with a colleague of mine and enjoyed it. I left here with a sense of feeling that people appreciated what we did. It's a nice environment, it's a clean, safe environment, and it's something that is a nice way to give back to the community outside of your private practice.
And there's always plenty of patients due to the high number of uninsured working poor and the unemployed. Because of the lack of previous dental care, many of these patients need extractions. However, Dr. Lowe and the other dentists here are continually emphasizing the importance of preventative care. Paid employees are outnumbered at St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room. The 200 regular volunteers return day after day, year after year, because of what they call the warm sense of community and the belief that they're making a difference. Director David Brewer has been instrumental in maintaining the positive atmosphere St. Mary's is known for. First thing every morning, David makes the rounds, greeting and welcoming clients, making sure everyone is comfortable. He's helped create a place that is much more than an institution for the down and out. His intention is to make St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room a place where each person receives respect, affection, and assistance.
The main course of people who come through are the ones who really need to be nurtured and to feel good about themselves, or they can't go on. They come because of something that has been traumatic in their lives. They haven't chosen to be poor. Whatever we can do to help improve their skills, they are all salvageable. And so that's why when they come to us, no matter how bad they may look, we feel that, this is the beginning.
Like the glorious, sweet-smelling flower gardens that meander throughout the campus, you can see that St. Mary's is designed to brighten spirits and lift the hopes of each and every one who visits, like St. Mary's consultant, Judith Jones.
In my own experience, what I've found is that I've gotten back far more than I have personally given, because of the wonderful people I meet every day and the wonderful things that they do and the sense of community that all of us have working together. And I'm really touched also by the people the various ways in which people have given to this organization. From the man who rides his bike here every morning and brings donuts that he has collected that are like surplus donuts as a way of saying thank you for the services that he received, to donors who have made very, very major contributions of funding, recognizing that St. Mary's makes the community, not just the people here, but the entire community, a better place.
With more than 1,000 people using St. Mary's services every day, Director David Brewer works to make the place personable. He insists staff treat clients like guests and lets everyone know that at St. Mary's they have a voice. 5 years ago, Willie Viney was one of those voices who was helped by St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room. Now he's employed by St. Mary's in the Men's Clothing Center. Willie makes sure clients get a clean set of clothes in exchange for their dirty laundry, which is washed, pressed, and placed back on the shelves. In the early 70s, Viney was a football star at the University of the Pacific. He later went on to a successful professional career with the New York Jets and later the San Francisco 49ers. A knee injury ended his career on the field and brought him to Stockton's American Savings Bank, where he managed a branch. However, the heroin habit he acquired during his football days followed him and eventually got the best of Willie Viney.
I crashed and burned. I started doing a lot more drugs. I ran out of money, so I had to steal to support my habit, and I went to jail. And when I went to jail, that was the most incredible negative thing I've ever done in my life. When I got out of jail, a friend brought me up here the second day I was out of jail, and I saw this place, and I said, man, I can kick here. And because there was a lot of things to do, I would be busy. If I were idle, I knew I would use again. So I stayed here for 8 months. I was invited to volunteer, and I did. I was given 2 years to live 4 years ago. I was supposed to die, so because I had a lot of heart problems, but now I've beaten the odds by 2 years. So I feel incredible. This place is great.
Fortunately, Willie found his way to Stockton's own national point of light. St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room was indeed the light of hope Willie was searching for, and it is that for so many others, including Stephen and his family. While Stephen's parents are being assisted by St. Mary's many services, Stephen and his classmates are looking toward a brighter future, thanks in part to Sarah Garfield, creator of St. Mary's Transitional Learning Center.
TLC is probably the most stable thing the children have in their lives. When a child is living on the street or even in a shelter, they don't know where they're staying that night, they don't know where their next meal is coming from. There's a lot of terror, there's a lot of confusion in their lives. There's tons of change, and to be able to come to school every day and have consistency, to know that they can get their physical needs met, they can get breakfast and a warm, nourishing lunch, they can get medical and dental care if they need it. We've had children with appendicitis, we've had children with impacted teeth, we've had children in severe pain because of lack of medical or dental care. They can get their physical needs met, and then they come into a classroom that is created to meet their educational needs as well.
More than 1,000 children have eagerly walked through TLC's doors since its inception in 1992.
They teach us how to do math, they teach us how to read, they teach us all kinds of things.
Student teachers from California State University Stanislaus assist 3 full-time teachers in this kindergarten through 6th grade school. TLC's goal is to prepare children of the streets for public school, and so far St. Mary's has more than surpassed its goal and has been nationally honored for innovation and excellence. 50% of the clients who come to St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room are families with small children, and like many of the other facilities here, the school is bursting at the seams, desperately in need of a larger space. But the learning and the loving go on, ever present in the eyes, hearts, and on the tongues of these children. For these children, TLC is a haven where, at least for a while, they're able to escape the adult worries and concerns of the street and just be kids. For their parents, the St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room community is the island of hope that offers opportunities for a better life, for themselves and for their children. Children like Stephen who have dreams, dreams that every child should have a chance to aspire to. TLC and the other facilities that make up St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room are in grave need of new buildings. The Board of Directors has continually sought solutions to the growing demands created by limited space, decaying floors, and an ever-increasing population. Because of the desperate need, they've agreed a new permanent dining room and medical clinic is necessary. Design of the facility and fundraising have begun. The new buildings will be approximately 50% larger than the current ones, with the extra space going to the school, the medical facility, and the dining hall. It'll be built next door under Stockton's Crosstown Freeway.
The people who've unceasingly donated of themselves have been a continual beam of light for the clients of St. Mary's Interfaith Dining Room. To continue the mission, funds are needed. Please help in any way you can. The clients of St. Mary's and their children depend on your love and support to help them find their way back. And perhaps one day Stephen's dream of becoming a scientist, an astronaut, or even the President of the United States will become a reality.